Hey, what's up guys? In this video we will be talking about potential snowstorm up in the northeastern United States, as well as severe weather returning to the plains sometime next week. So without any further ado, let's get straight into the video. Alright, so first off here we are going to take a look at the forecasted temperatures for today. As you can see, for the northeast, they will be in the lower 40s, maybe to the 50s along the coast there. For the southeast and into the Carolinas, they will be in the 60s today. Some might hit 70 down in Florida, even maybe mid to high 70s down there in Florida. For the Midwest, pretty much 50s to 60s. For the plains, 50s to 60s, maybe some 70s. For the Northwest, 50s, 30s, but overall 50s and 60s. And for the Western United States, 50s and 60s, high 70s down in the southern portions of California and Arizona. Okay, so first here we are going to take a look at the southeast over the next 48 hours. You can see they have some remnants. They have some little leftover showers here, which are quickly fading out. And pretty quiet the rest of the way. You get maybe some spotty showers. But aside from that, it's pretty quiet for the southeast over the next 48 hours. But now here, if we turn our attention to the northeast, you can see that snow currently falling now, and potentially heavy snow in portions of the southeast, as you have the area of low pressure there, which is going to just keep causing the heavy snow, but it is going to shove it north and into Canada over the next 12 to 14 hours. But you can still see some light snow across much of the southeast here, and perhaps getting hit just before the system finally gets out for some potentially heavy snow again, before it finally does clear out. So now here, if we take a look at the southern Great Plains, again this is over the next 48 hours, you can see maybe some spotty showers there in Texas, maybe some in Oklahoma here. But overall, again, pretty quiet. We will be quiet for at least the next 48 hours for much of the country here. If we take a look at the central Great Plains, you can see pretty much the same thing. Maybe some spotty showers, could be snow in high elevations. But overall, again, over the next 48 hours, it's pretty quiet everywhere. If we take a look at the Midwest, you can see the same thing. Over the next 48 hours, pretty dry, not a lot happening in terms of any kind of weather. If we take a look here at the northern plains here, again, same thing, maybe some spotty showers, but not snow expected, not any kind of storms expected, maybe just a little bit of rain in some spots. So here in the northwest, you can see you do have some snow, again, piling in here, potentially heavy in some spots here. But still, nothing like what they got a couple of weeks ago, but then you got another wave coming through. So just continuing to get snow. We haven't seen very many days lately where there hasn't been snow for those areas. It's just been pretty rare for it to be dry up there. They're dry out for 24, 48 hours and then more snow comes in. So now if we take a look at the western United States, you can see there is that snow. Heavy potentially in areas of northern California. Maybe the mountains gets a little bit more snow, could be heavy in spots. And it moves on out. So now if we take a look at the southwest, there's that snowfall. to portions of California, but otherwise it's pretty much quiet for the southwest too. So with the exception of the northeast and the west coast, everywhere else is quiet over the next 48 hours. If we take a look here at our expected snowfall over the next 48 hours, you can see again these same areas could get another potentially foot, maybe a little over a foot of snow over the next 48 hours. 6 to 10 inches, perhaps 10 inches up in Northern California, in some spots 6 to 10 inches, maybe another 6 inches or so for areas in the mountains that have already gotten a ton of snow. You got 3 to 4 inches, 3 to 5 inches. For areas of the Great Lakes, you got 2 to 3, 2 to 3, 1 to 2, 1 to 2, 2 to 3. So pretty broad area here of 2 to 3 inches anywhere in these blues. Then for the northeast, you have another 14, 15 inches. So some places could get a foot of snow, maybe even 2 feet of snow here in portions of the northeast before it's all said and done. Alright, so now if we take a look at Thursday, this is our severe weather risk for areas again. Oh, actually, I haven't done that, have I? I'm all over the place today, aren't I? SPC. So here's our day 5. You have the 15% slight risk here. It's for persons as far southern Oklahoma and into central Texas, areas like Dallas, Waco, and Austin, Texas, and Lufkin also could potentially see some severe weather. You can see we have dew points here in the high 60s, mid to high 60s expected for portions of Texas and even portions of eastern Oklahoma. So if we take a look here at the 500 millibar winds, once my PC would load up. Alright, so we got 500 millibar winds here of 40 to 45 knots, maybe 50 knots in portions of southern Oklahoma, 45, 50. If we take a look here at our 850 millibar winds, these are the winds about a mile above your head. These are the ones that are more responsible, for your tornadoes. And not a lot at all. Maybe 20, 25 knots. This isn't very much. We typically, especially when you're talking about tornadoes, we typically look for a minimum 850 millibar winds of about 30 knots. 30 to 35. And you can see well south of the risk area has the kind of winds we're looking for, but the actual risk area itself is pretty lacking, so this isn't looking like a tornado risk. There might be a small minimal one, but this isn't looking like it's going to be a big tornado risk by any stretch. So if we pull up our Cape values here, you can already see where those greens are, and even those yellows. That yellow is 3,000 Cape, and these greens are over 2,000 joules here. So you see the Cape value, 2,268. The CIN, minus 13 joules, that is your cap. And that is a weak cap at that. And you see where the speed is, and it says 36 knots, that is your wind shear. So there will be 36 knots of wind shear with this area. So 30 to 35 knots is what we can expect, maybe 35, 40. So we're going to pull just a couple of soundings here. I don't take soundings too seriously on these long range models, but they are still kind of good to look at just to get an idea of what the atmosphere may look like. And you can see you got a marginal severe sounding here. If we let's pull one here for eastern Texas as well. I'll pull one more for Texas and one for Oklahoma. None. Let's pull one right over here. 2,100 joules. marginal, severe, decent wind profile. These were all tornado soundings yesterday, and now nothing. Let's pull the northern risk of Texas here, and we'll pull 2 here for southern Oklahoma. There we go. So here's your one for Texas. So severe. Here's that one for southern Oklahoma. Marginal, severe. Not what's going on here. And here's your one for this area here of Oklahoma. So do have a tornado sounding. Holograph is like not super curved, but it definitely has the curvature it needs. Winds look like they're gonna be backed. You do have some capping at the surface that makes their capping those relatively weak. But you don't have a lot of low level instability, so definitely could still be a limiting factor in terms of tornadoes, is that low level instability really just isn't there. So overall, this looks to be a damaging wind and hail threat with a low but not zero tornado threat. So that's all I've got for you guys in this one. Drop some likes on this video if you guys did enjoy it. Subscribe, turn on notification bells so you never miss an upload from me. I will see you guys tomorrow. Pieces.